follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook, we are YBM Chat Podcast. Instagram at YBM Chat. You can listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts at YBM Chat.
Hey, it's Dashia D.
Hey, it's Cassondra.
Hey, it's Tre'Dub.
Hey, it's your girl, LadiiNova.
And we are
YBM Chat.
young Black millennials offering a fresh new take you didn't know you needed. So today is our final episode. And instead of having a traditional episode, we decided to take a look back. We've been doing this for about like a year and a half now. So we have dozens of episodes, and we wanted to kind of break down some of the funniest moments, most meaningful, some of the guests.
What's up, y'all? So now we're going to dive into our most meaningful moments.
I think of mental health, I automatically then think of mental health treatment, and then I think of the Black community's distrust of medical professionals as a whole. And then specifically with mental health professionals. First of all, there aren't that many Black ones. And second of all,
Hello.
huh?
I said hello.
Right. So there aren't that many Black ones. So you're talking to this white person who you don't feel comfortable with. And I'm gonna say a personal experience of mine. I was in therapy my whole senior year of college because what I didn't know was I did have a mental health diagnosis, and I knew that I needed something, but it took me forever to go, but I finally did go. And the first day on that couch, I was like, I don't trust you. You're gonna have to work for it, because I know I'm just another story for you to go home and tell to whoever you live with. And we ended up having a really good relationship. Like if I were to go to see a therapist now, I would definitely want to see a person of color. I look for that in most of my medical providers now. Two, religion can be a barrier. So I was a PK, and so it was pretty much God way or no way. And it's like, okay, so if I do this, am I displeasing God? Am I going to go to hell? Like that stuff really messes with your head. And so it's like, if I'm trying to better myself, I'm trying to get the help that I need, but on the same hand, they're saying I should trust in God and pray and do all of this to help me with my situation. So it's sort of like a double-edged sword. It's like, if I go with God, then I'm not really getting all the help that I need. And then if I get the medical help, then God isn't, then it's like I'm ignoring God, and then he's going to send me to hell, and it's hot down there, and I don't want to. So, I mean, and then it's just a generational, I don't want to say curse, but it's the only thing that comes to my head right now, just of, again, it being passed down. Like, this isn't something that bothers us. We don't have depression in this family. We don't do that. No, we don't do that. We don't, medication, what you need to pray. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. And so it's like, you're constantly being told that you don't need something, and that's further perpetuating the problem or issue or whatever it is that's bothering you and the very thing that you need help with. So a barrier can be, your support system can be a barrier, because you go to your support system for help, like, hey, Ma, I've got depression and anxiety. And she's like, we don't do that. What is that? Depression, anxiety? No, we don't do that here. I don't know. Family, support system, distrust, barrier is just society as a whole. Racism, the whole idea of being is a barrier. Being Black is a barrier. It's just is what it is, and I'll leave that there.
All right, so we're about to take a dive into our funniest moments from our YBM chat history.
This early 2000s song boasted national popularity for the city of Charleston. Okay? A, Pacino Dino, Y'all Boy Luck Ya. B, Marley Marr, Aka Donkey. C, Prime Time featuring Lil Digga, Clappery. Or D, Red Rum, Go Red. Okay, those are your options.
Wait, you say 2000. I've been in first grade in 2000.
I got it.
Wait, I'm great.
I'm just weak at the last option. That's right.
Gary.
I had to read it like that because that's how the song goes.
Garrett. I know it. I'm not gonna finish it. But my answer is Akadonki.
Okay, that is correct. It is Marley Marr, Aka Donkey.
Bread, number one got bread.
Oh Lord.
Body.
My body all over your body. Baby. I got it.
I love that because my mind thought about Megan Thee Stallion. Quick.
Oh, body, yada, yada, yada.
Yada, yada, yada.
I didn't think about that.
Well,
But that is literally the word.
How that song go? Like, whoa, and no, whoa.
We don't know.
We don't know that one. Whoa, no.
Oh, that's a dad.
What song says? Whoa. Who stole cookies from the cookie jar?
Who, me?
Nothing. You would think my little nasty self would have something for that.
I thought of that nursery rhyme.
Oh,
No,
that's
that's goodies. That's goodies.
Some of some cookies.
No,
You can't even get it.
Some of us on this show have not found our person quite yet. And so we're still out here dating, talking to people, kicking it, however you want to describe it. Sticker of it all on Thursday. Different person. I go to check my Snapchat. It's a video. Somebody has chosen to send me their peen in all of its glory. Just ready. I said, what in our conversation led your spirit to pick it out? Video. Press send. And I was like, you know what? I don't want your answer. Block. The most shameful thing you've ever Googled. Your face.
okay.
Shameful
So
thing you've ever
who you
Googled.
asking first?
It doesn't matter. Whoever feels it on their spirit to talk first.
Okay, I'll just get it out. Shameful thing I ever Googled was, this is so embarrassing, nugget porn. Only because it was on Facebook. No, listen, it was on Facebook and somebody was like, oh, Google nugget porn. And I was like, oh, it couldn't be that bad. It was horrible. To make it worse,
nuggets?
I didn't ever clear out my screen and I just kind of backed out. And then I had to look something up in front of somebody that was there. So then I found myself explaining why I was searching nugget porn. It just wasn't okay.
So is it chicken nuggets or what?
Okay. I can't say because it's not funny, but I can't help but laugh. So it's people with no limbs.
A few clips from some of the guests that we've had during this time.
But yes, they certainly do go back, like Dashia said, up to 7 times, sometimes more. So it's definitely a cycle. And so just to quickly talk to you about the cycle of domestic violence, there is this tension, this buildup. And a lot of survivors would say, that's when I walk on eggshells. I know it's coming, but I don't know when. So it's this tension period. Then it goes into the actual act of abuse. And then right after that, into the honeymoon, the calm phase, the baby, 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 I won't do it again. Please come back. So that cycle over and over again is where they get stuck. So as if you are a family member or a friend of someone that you think may be experiencing domestic violence, I would say to do your research on DV, listen to this podcast, make sure that let them know that they're not alone and listen to them. Let them know about resources in the community so that they can feel like, well maybe if I leave, I do have a chance because there are resources. The trying to convince her that he's crazy, to use that term that some people use, is giving him an out, actually, because you have to remember that this individual is in love with that person. So if you say that, they're trying to keep the relationship going, they're in love. Anything that I can do to fix it, I'm going to do. So, if he's crazy, then that means he just needs medication. He doesn't really want to do this to me. So if we just get him that help, then everything will be okay. So, so being a listening ear, letting them know about the resources, letting them know that they're not alone and that they will have support would be the best thing to do.
How they're a true ride or dies. Now, I've always said before, why do I need to ride with you and why am I dying? I've always said that.
Queen of Slim.
I don't need to do that. But all that to say, because I said before, we've talked about protecting Black women physically, right? What does it mean and what does it look like to protect Black women emotionally?
I mean, emotionally goes hand in hand because I mean you can't look good on the outside if you are literally torn up on the inside.
I think the emotional aspect of protecting Black women is just as important, if not more important, than the physical, protect Black women, right? Because that's something that we're gonna do, right? Nobody's gonna mess with mama, grandma, sister. Growing up, what sister said somebody did what? Cause I'm calling uncle. Look at Daisha. I know.
I can't.
You already know we going to get the family, and we coming with it. But that's cool, right? But like when it's time for that man then to join in with this woman and become one, right? Can you, like y'all said, be vulnerable? And I think we talk about vulnerability. One thing, like with Big, with the consulting company, one thing that we've really been working with our students on is like the aspect of healing, right? And like when you talk about healing and you pair healing like with the Black man, it's a lot of stuff, right, that we have to unlearn. It's a lot of stuff as far as just like that we've been taught from, now at a couple different perspectives. We've been taught from our Black women, right? And then also we've been taught too, just from like visually from seeing it too as well. And I think like when you start that process of healing, it's something that's not easy. It's something that's like not like fun, but it's necessary because, with the Black woman, I mean, she can't just read our minds or try to figure out what's going on. I've been on the other side of it where it's like I felt some kind of way and I might not have known how to communicate that. And although I know like, man, this is really damaging whoever this is on the other side of this, but it's like, man, that's something that you got to like unlearn. And it's something you got to want to do. So, I mean, it's just as important, but from a Black man's perspective and just looking historically at the Black man too, it's something that's learned. And it's something like, it's something that I encourage everybody, like, it's something that we have to do, because just to be a better person, just to communicate with people, even just not even relationship wise, but just out in general in the world and stuff, like it's necessary.
I mean, but like you said, that's kind of how that's how men are socialized, Black, white, Hispanic, it doesn't matter who you are. Men aren't taught to look within themselves internally and be able to communicate that. So if you weren't taught how to communicate it, how could you? And how could you be there for someone else to help with their healing? So now that we've had a chance to kind of look at our growth and some pitfalls. What is something, if anything, that you could take back, you would?
Okay. I would take back an entire episode. The protecting Black women episode, I don't like it. I know that was never the intention. I know, but I know that's not where it was supposed to go. That's just how I took it. And I don't know if it's because I don't feel unprotected. And I know that wasn't for Cassondra personally, you know what I'm saying? But I always feel like if a Black man sees a woman being harmed or hurt or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'll go out of his way to help her, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there wouldn't really be, it's not much, like, I don't feel unprotected or anything. And then I started thinking about, well, you know, some men, you know, bash women in songs and stuff like that. But if you think about it, and I know I'm a woman and I love women, but I feel like women kind of did it too, or do it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we think about like No Scrubs or, you know, any Destiny shots. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, we put men down too. And I'm not saying men have the right to do it, because we do it too, but I just don't feel like men don't protect us at all.
I disagree. I don't feel like that episode. I feel like we even said in that episode that protecting Black women goes beyond physically protecting them. It means protecting them emotionally as well. And I think in that conversation, it was a while ago, in that conversation, we brought up different instances of like the killings that have been happening with the police. Every single time, or most of the time, a Black man is killed by police, there's a hashtag, people, you know, social media activists, people are marching in the streets. But when it happens to a woman, you don't hear her name as much. Now it's getting a little better, but beforehand, they kind of fell in the whispers. And so I think that was the point of it. And also, I felt like on that episode, we talked about how it's not just about who you are dating, your mama or your family, who you should be protecting. It's also just women in general. And again, not just putting yourself in danger, but just respecting them. Just simple respect. Respect people regardless of if you're sleeping with them or if you're blood related to them.
Okay, do you think, and two things, do you think men or whoever, you know, said the guys' names, whoever got killed, more because they are a man and they felt like, well, dang, that could have been me. Granted, a woman could have been them too, but you know what I'm saying? When it's a Black man being killed, it's like, dang, I'm a Black man, that legit could have been me. Versus if it's a Black woman, it's like, dang, that's still sad because she's Black, but she's a woman.
No,
you know
I
what
think
I'm
we
saying?
live in a male-driven society. That's what I think.
I know, but I still don't feel unprotected though. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. You're thinking of Cassondra. You're not thinking of the hundreds of thousands of Black women that exist beyond you.
I know, and that's why I try
for you. It was for Black women.
I think I remember us like talking about it, and like Dashia said, it wasn't just Black men, it's us as a whole, women included. And I remember myself saying like, I don't want to be that person, but I know I have a tendency, like if I'm pissed, I'm gonna call a female a bitch because you done pissed me off. That's not woman empowerment. That's not protecting a Black woman. I'm a Black woman. I said, I believe I said on that episode, like it's a circumstantial thing. Do I want things to happen to women? No, I don't. That's not right. I never wish that anybody dies or gets killed or their life gets snuffed out for whatever reason at all. They should meet their day in court or have their moment to fight or whatever. But I feel like you internalized it deep because you haven't, well, I can't say you haven't because I don't know, I'm not with you 24/7, but you haven't really went through all of that stuff of what entails everything of why we're saying protect Black women. You don't have a man that's justifying and glorifying calling you his bitch. That's not a thing for you because you wouldn't be married to him. I would hope you wouldn't be married to him.
Are you talking about me or Cassondra? I'm confused.
Cassondra.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure she would not be married to him if he was just like, yeah, this is my bitch. We've been together since da-da-da-da. And it's like,
oh, he'd be dead. It's okay.
Like, so it's like stuff like that. I don't have nothing like that because, like you said, conversation over. No relationship. But it's just like a list of things outside of what we've experienced where we were saying like protect Black women. So I don't think it's male bashing. And quite honestly, if anybody takes it as male bashing, I feel like they're the ones that's bashing women and have a problem with trying to uplift women.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Hold on. Well, I guess I'm sitting clean in the back because that's how I took it. I'm sorry, I did.
I found that very surprising that you said that too, because like again, one, your husband was on there, and two, but mainly like I think that episode was very much well needed. Outside of the story that I mentioned about the girl who God, I can't even talk right now. About my friend who was kind of touched the wrong way. That was like my first experience ever where I feel like I had to protect that girl with that woman at that time. And then Dashia's two other friends that came on there made very good, had brought up very good insight about the whole subject. So I feel like it was necessary.
As far as what I would take back looking at the episodes, I feel like y'all gonna tell me I'm being hard on myself, but I think I'm gonna just try not to say as much as I do or like extend my point, because watching it I'm like, I could have just stopped after that. I didn't have to say anymore.
Okay.
So I'm like, that's probably what my one take back, because I'm like, girl, I think they got it. Shush.
Okay, so I do have one now. Okay, because I thought the meaning of this was like which episode or what moment did you want to take back? But I guess if we're talking about like a internal takeaway, I don't know. I would say for me personally, kind of like I'm taking more of Dashia's advice and actually opening myself up more to go there. So that's kind of like my takeaway. Without obviously because I feel like now I understand her point more than when we first had the conversation about like actually being more opinionated or more vocal. So I'll say for me, just be more vocal.
That is interesting because I was going to say I wanted to take back 2 episodes ago.
Oh, definitely that one.
the 2 episodes ago where we have this real raw conversation or whatever the title is. I don't want to take it back like the conversation that was had. I think I would have preferred to
not post it.
No, not even not post it. I think take it further. I think what happened was that we got very stuck on a place and a point that I wasn't meaning to go. Like I felt like it went left and it wasn't like left. Yeah, like I wanted to talk more about us being more open and vulnerable, and then we stayed stuck on parents. And I didn't want to stay stuck on parents. I wanted to move the conversation further, which kind of takes me into my final question, which is moving forward into the next season, what is it that you hope for? Because my hope is that we will all become more comfortable with having real, honest conversations that feel natural and that are relatable to other people.
I think that will come as like we start to discover more topics that are relatable to us or that we have more knowledge about. At least speaking for myself, talking about more stuff that we might have more experience in or something like that, so that way we can have much more insightful opinions or impactful conversation.
Tre'Dub, I would. I'm struggling with myself. I would like to be a little more vulnerable, but I know me, and I'm pretty sure y'all know me. I still have a wall, and I don't like to share.
My wall is halfway there, friend. My wall halfway there with you.
My wall is still here.
Y'all
so,
up to mine like right here.
My shit is still right here, and it's like this is all I can give y'all is forehead level, and it's not like y'all as my friends, because with y'all as my friends I got maybe eye level, but the rest of our listeners and things is like I don't want them to think that I'm just closed off and feel some type of way about them. It's just me, and sharing it's not a thing. So yeah.
What is it that you hope for this next season?
Thank you. I hope we can bring on more people. I hope we can bring on like uplift other young Black millennials, no matter what their job careers and professions are.
I just want y'all to know that was slight shade, but we gonna let it stay there. We gonna let it stay right.
I was going to say it. I'm like, that's not what we discussed.
So if you have made it this far, thank you for going down memory lane with us. Thank you for supporting and listening, and we hope that you guys come back later in the year when we are back with a new season. Until then, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, YBM Chat Podcast. We'll try to post clips and things like that. Yeah. So I have been myself, Dashia D.
I have been Cassondra.
Lord.
Elaine Michelle McCorkle. Thank y'all so much for listening. We love y'all so very much.
And I have been your favorite host, Tre'Dub.
And I have been the one trying not to fight Cassondra at every waking moment for this song, LadiiNova.
We Audi 5,000 or whatever.
Oh my God. Such a parent.